Iain from RTO here. Welcome to Friday, end of the week already. Where does time go? So being Friday is the day we look at live albums, and today we're going to look at probably one of our first supergroups to appear. We're talking about Cream, who was Ginger Baker, Jack Bruce and Eric Clapton, of course. They did 4 live albums, well, 3 live albums and 4, but some of their studios had live stuff on as well. But we're going to concentrate on the 4 official live albums that they released. They're all good, like anything by Cream for me is good. So we'll get started because it is a busy day today. It's a Super Friday, 3 shows for you today. So let's get a cracking. So coming in at number 4 is one of those BBC sessions which are always really good. In 2003, contains 22 tracks, 4 interviews, all done at the BBC studios. A lot of it with Brian Matthew. There were some sessions they did between the 21st of October and 1966 and January 68. There's some really good songs on here, so let's go through it. So we'll go back to from just 1966 here. We've got Sweet Wine, really good. Then there's an Eric Clapton interview. It was when they first played. We're going to play in Paris. He'd never played in Paris by this time. Then we get Wrapping Paper, really good version. The Muddy Waters song, Rolling and Tumbling, brilliant version of that. Stepping Out, James Bracken number, really good. Crossroads, classic, love that. Robert Johnson number, arranged by Mr. Clapton. Cat Squirrel, which is a traditional thing, that was done in December 66. Train Time, good version of that. So then we go on, that was done in 67. I'm So Glad, great version of that, of course, from 66. Lordy Mama, that was done in 66. And then another interview with Eric. I Feel Free from 67. NSU, a great version of that, recorded at the Playhouse Theatre. 4 Until Light, another Johnson number, that was done at the Saturday Club. Strange Blue, 67. Another Eric Clapton interview, the Tales of Brave Ulysses, that was done in 67. We're All Going Wrong, another interview with Mr. Clapton. Born Under a Bad Sign, which is a Booker T. Jones song. Outside Woman Blues, which was Joe Reynolds number, really good. Take It Back, Sunshine of Your Love, Politician, SLABR, Stepping Out Again. As ever, a brilliant little thing from the Beeb. I love listening to this, especially the interviews with Eric. It's a very good package. So I'm going to give this one an RTO ranking of 8.5. Okay, then coming in at number 3, we have the first proper live album, and it's just called Live Cream, released in 1970. But some of the tracks were done live in 68 and 67. So on here we've got NSU. There's a good version. Goes on a little bit too long for me. Sleepy Time was great. Late Lordy Mama, pretty cool. Sweet Wine, I mean it's great, but it goes on and on and on and on and on. Rolling and Tumbling, always good to hear that live. There's only them tracks on it, but when you've got 15-20 minute versions of some of these songs, it's a little bit of self-indulgent, don't get me wrong. The sound's good, and when they're playing and singing it's brilliant, But there's too much self-indulgent on this, and them 2 long tracks. You just want to skip to the next one. You don't want to hear 15 minutes of Ginger Baker playing drums, or just Eric Clapton twiddling on the guitar. I know that was the thing in the time, but now it doesn't do anything for me. But don't get me wrong, it's a brilliant album, and I'm going to give it an RTO ranking of 9 out of 10, even though the 2 songs go on a bit. Okay, then coming in at number 2, we have the second live album. This one was released in March of '72, and it's tracks done on the US tour from the 9th of March to the 4th of October 1968. First track on this one, Deserted Cities of the Heart. Great version of that. Love that track. A stonking version of White Room. A really great version of Politician as well. Tales of the Brave Universe, which is absolutely brilliant on here. Sunshine of Your Love, always good. And Stepping Out. Now this is a lot better than, as much as I love the first Live Cream, this is better because these are very shorter tracks. It's great playing. Cream at their best. Short, sharp versions of these songs. So I'm going to give this an RTO ranking of 9.4. So my number 1, it's a bit of a surprise, I suppose, to people. It was the Reunion. That's an album just fallen off. I'll stick it up before we do the others. So my number 1 was released in 2005, and it's the Royal Albert from the Royal Albert Hall on the Reunion tour, recorded over 4 nights. Opens up with I'm So Glad, really good version. Spoonful, and they do a Blind Joe Reynolds number, Outside Blues, and they do Press Rat and Warthog, brilliant. Sleepy Time, NSU, brilliant version of it. Badge, great stuff. Politician, Sweet Wine, Rolling and Tumbling, Stormy Monday, great blues number from T-Bone Walker. Deserted Cities of the Heart, Born Under a Bad Sign, We're Going Wrong, Crossroads, White Room. Now the longest track on here is Toad, but that's always been long, and it is brilliant here. Ginger still cranking it out. Sunshine of Your Love, and then there's another version of Sleepy Time, an alternative version. I think this Reunion album is brilliant. I've seen the concert on DVD, and it's on one of the channels as well, streaming services. I just think this is brilliant, and it was so great to see them do one more shows together. Sadly, 2 of them are no longer with us, so it was a bit nostalgic, but boy did they play well, and they hadn't lost any of that greatness. So I'm going to give this one an RTO ranking of 9.5 because it is the Dogs Do, because I think this album, it was like this Reunion's like a pair of old slippers. They still fit and they're comfortable, and you can tell they were all reasonably good friends. So a lovely sort of album to end their career with. Short and sweet this week, but it's reason because we've got 2 other shows to do. We've got 2 album reviews. We've got the new Queen's Rock album, and I'm going to be reviewing the Slade live album that we did a opening on. So join me for them later. Bye for now.